Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Airport CEO and welcome back to Belfast International Airport. Things are going pretty well at the moment. We are just above $8.5 million, which is very good after the amount of rebuilding that we've been doing. If we zoom out, things are moving, which is great. We have things moving, which is what we want to see. Although I have a bunch of improvements that I would like to make today before we go ahead and start working on the large plane terminal, which is most likely going to be just an international terminal, maybe. Haven't really decided if we'll do anything domestic with that. Probably not, because I don't really think they're going to be flying a 747 or an A380 from like London to Belfast. So, I mean, they don't really fly those planes out of Belfast. I don't think, yeah, there's no runway in, Does Dublin do A380s? I think I have no idea. Anyway, the point is, we're probably just going to do a large international terminal at some point, but there are some improvements that we can make to this terminal before we do that. And the first one is probably going to be the most important change that we have to make here. This passport control setup that we have going on is awful. It is not working whatsoever. People are backing up here. People are backing up here. So I'm going to use this space up here to create something a little bit different. And we're going to use planning mode for this because it just makes my life a little bit easier. So what we're going to do is essentially go in here and create about a 10x6 space. Should be just fine. And I am going to do some bulldozing just so I can go ahead and get my contractors in here a little bit sooner than later. And then the idea that I have is that these bathrooms are going to have to go away. So we want to just go ahead and I want to select the bathroom, not a passenger. Oh my God, can I select? There we go. I want to just select the bathroom. I would like to select the room, not a oh my God. There's so many people in there. I want to get rid of the bathrooms is what I want to do. So we're going to take those out of there completely, which should be completely fine. And then down the middle of this space, this new space, we're going to divide this entire thing using some hedges because I think that'll be fine. We're then going to go in here with some walls, and I'm basically going to try and create a giant new space for passport control. That's kind of the idea. So what's going to end up happening here is I'll probably end up swapping out these escalators with elevators, because elevators in this game basically work like stairs. They don't go up and down, right? You can just kind of infinitely keep going into the elevators. And also I discovered that you can click on them and extend them. This is something, I don't know if I've ever discovered this before. I don't know if we've ever played with this before. There's so many things in this series where I've been like, I didn't know that was a thing. And I've been playing this game for so long that I might have just forgotten. But I do remember that at one point, I think in this series, I did want to have a third floor and I couldn't. So yeah, this is good to know that this is a thing that you can do. Anyway, when it comes to all of this space up here, what I'm thinking we're going to do is go ahead and bring a little, let's see, a little something like this. So we're going to sort of have a little corridor down at the bottom of all of this. And if we go in and we set this all as a secure zone, which it absolutely needs to be, so all of this is secure, we're going to need to make a new international area. And I think what we'll do is say that I want to say the right side here is where we're going to be doing our international zone. So all of this is going to be international. This is where people are going to be coming up here. And then the left side is where they're going to be exiting. I don't really know if it matters too much, to be quite honest with you. But basically all of this is also going to be international. And if I've done this right, what I should be able to do, although I think I'm going to have to bring this down just a little bit. Yeah, I do want these guys to like line up with the end of that little wall right there. But basically take this out of here, get myself the passport checkpoints. And basically we're just going to have an absolute army of passport checkpoints so that no one ever has to queue for anything. And then just because I want to put some doors on this because I think it's going to look kind of cool. Once those bathrooms are gone, we can bring some corridors down here, maybe do some extra seating back there. I'm not really too sure. This space, these doors are going to go. This space is going to be enclosed or turned into something. I haven't really figured out what it's going to be turned into. But I think what we'll do to start with is take out this escalator and take out this elevator and also take out these walls because we just don't need them anymore. I'm hoping I can do this entire bit of remodeling without completely screwing up the flow of things here. That's the ultimate goal with this, is to do this without completely ruining this international part of the airport. Now, this is obviously an entrance to an international zone. I think what we can do is go ahead and, oh man, bulldozing all of this is going to suck. We're really going to be messing things up is what we're going to be doing, but it should be okay. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I'm really hoping for the best on this. Oh, now this is interesting. We have an emergency incident on one of our medium planes. This actually ties in nicely with another thing that I want to do. We're not done with passport control, by the way, but this plane needs a hangar to go to. So let's figure that out really quickly, because that is a thing that we probably want to do sooner than later, because we don't actually have any medium hangars. So I think what we'll do is let's just do the hangars sort of in line with the little bit of asphalt that we have down there. So we'll do, I don't know, six tiles back, 6 big tiles back from this guy. And we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6 back from this guy. And these aren't going to line up perfectly, but that's totally fine. The entrance for the planes is slightly offset on these hangars, but that's, again, that's totally fine. We can go ahead and connect this guy to here, and we can go ahead and connect this guy to here. And I'm kind of thinking, just because I do like my symmetry, I'm going to just extend that little bit of taxiway just like this. And we can bring, of course, some service roads through here. So they can just connect straight up that way, which is perfect. And over on this side, I guess we go something like this, and that should be totally fine. I could bring those service roads down and around as well. There's not really any reason to do this, but I'm not against it. I'm also going to do this in such a way that we're keeping the color of those roads. So do a little something like that. We'll go and get the asphalt service roads for here, and for here. Oh, and this one as well. And that'll be fine. It'll take a minute to build all of this because we are demolishing stuff up at one end of the airport and then rebuilding stuff at the other end of the airport, but that's hopefully going to be enough to get things sorted out. At the very least, we have started taking apart more of this space. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go in here and start putting in the new elevator. So this guy's going to go, I want to say here, which means, yep, we have a little bit of a cutaway here, which is totally fine. So take out this part of wall, and we're going to just replace it with this part of the wall. So I will say, I do really like having info desks in different parts of the airport. I think it just brings it together in a really cool way. So we're going to continue to have info desks in here. It's just that they are going to be in the international zone rather than just before it, which I think is totally fine. This also gives us all of this space up here to play with for the international zone, which is going to be great. And obviously we do still have a bit of work to do in here before this whole thing comes together. But what I'd like to do is make sure that we can get a bunch of these info desks in here. We don't really need all of these, and I don't really see oh, they do get used. Okay. All right. I was quite literally just about to say that they never get used, but well, apparently they do, which is great, honestly. So when it comes to all of this, I haven't really figured out exactly how this is going to work. I haven't really thought too much about how this is all going to come together and how the construction process is going to go. I think what we're going to want to do, to be completely honest, is most likely wait for the construction of the hangars. Oh, that's pretty much done, actually. We're going to want that to be finished completely before we jump into building all of this, because obviously we don't want my contractors to be spread out a little bit too thin here. What I think we can do, just to get ahead of things a little bit, is go in and say, let's build all of this. Because if we can get our hands on that elevator, we can take out this escalator, and we can also probably build these guys while we're here. And you know what? I want another one right there as well. And that should be great. And then we have these little spaces back here that I'm kind of thinking could just be staff rooms. I don't really think that's going to be the worst thing in the world. So let's go ahead and build out that as well. We'll do something like this. We'll do something like this. We'll get a little door just right here and here. And we'll do the same thing just on the other side like this. And if we go into our zones and rooms, we have a staff room here, and we have a staff room right here. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm doing my measuring right. There's gonna be a bit of wall here and then an elevator, I think. Is it all right down here? Oh, it needs a wall down here as well. Okay. Very quickly get that wall in there. And so once this is all built, we should be all right. I think we should be all right to get rid of this guy at the very least, which is progress. And you know, I'm kind of thinking we just go ahead and build all of this as well, because I can get the queues in there. And once all that's built, I can hopefully figure this out. We do need a wall across here, of course. That's kind of really important, but I can't do that until all of this is gone and, you know, the zones are done properly. We're getting there. We're making progress. Okay, so this is starting to come together, but what we need to do now is come in here and take out all of this, which is where things are gonna ever so slightly start falling apart for a little bit, because none of these people are gonna be able to get through their passport checkpoints now because they're being demolished, which is reasonable. That's a fair complaint to have, that they can't get through here. But what we can do is start to extend this international zone, because keep in mind, all of these staff rooms are part of the international zone. So basically everything back here other than the elevators is a part of that international zone. So in theory, if I were to go up and do this and I was to sort of extend this over, they can start moving around, which is great. So that's kind of letting them, filter through very, very quickly, which is absolutely perfect. What we can do is extend all of this as well. In fact, we can't extend all of that because unfortunately we can't extend it through the hedges, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. These guys, I have no idea where they're all going right now. To be perfectly honest with you, there are a lot of people trying to get out of this zone, which is not exactly ideal, but this will work. They will filter through here eventually. And that's, oh my God, that's so many people. That is an unreasonable number of people. There's no one even coming up here right now, which is slightly concerning. Not too sure how to feel about that one. That's a little bit odd. Let's just make sure that this is all extended properly. Let's make sure our secure zones are all overlapping properly. There we go. Now we've got people coming through here, which is what we want to see. This is all being bulldozed as we speak as well, which means I need to go in here and redo all of this secure space and redo all of this international space, which means people can just walk down through here now, which is exactly what we're looking for. So this is, I think, a pretty solid upgrade. I'm not sure what's supposed to be a staff zone here and what isn't. I want to say this is all supposed to be a staff zone. This is also going to be a little staff room. And I think that's helped us out a little bit. We'll go ahead and put some walls just in here. I'm going to put some walls just back here as well. And then I can put some chairs or desks or something in that little staff space and it should be great. We'll just do a couple of couches there and there. We'll do the same thing down at this end as well. And it's just gonna let my staff sort of chill and relax in this part of the airport, which is probably fair enough. Now, like I said, there is a ridiculous number of people that are trying to get out of here. This will clear up in time. It's just, there were so many queued up and bugged and just, it's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And this is nothing compared to what the large international terminal is going to be dealing with at some point. But what I'd like to do, since we're, in the ballpark of upgrading this place and improving this place, is I'd like to come in here and get rid of these chairs. And I'd like to do the same thing down here. I kind of want to change up. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to change up how we're doing the seating around here. I want to make this place as good as it can be. I also want to get some bathrooms in here. I think that's really important since we did happen to get rid of the bathrooms that we used to have in this space. I think it's important to get them back. And so I think the way I'd like to do that is by lining them up with the aircraft stands themselves. So I want to just put them opposite the gate. So where this is 4 across, this is going to be 6 across. And I think we're just going to do little, I honestly want to say little 6x6 spaces should be totally fine for a bathroom. What we can do is outline that a little bit so it is a little bit bigger. And that's all right. But I'd like to go down, I think, and just do that opposite pretty much every gate here. So here as well, we get a little 6x6 space. We probably don't need to do it in here, to be quite honest, because these guys are quite close together. So maybe we don't do that. Maybe that is unnecessary. But you know what? We're going to stick to it. I said we're doing 6x6. We're having bathrooms on the regular. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been through some airports where like you're looking for a bathroom and there just seems to be none. And then you see a sign that says bathroom this way, 10-minute walk. And it's just, it's never fun. It's never a good time. I'm not going to do one down at the bottom because we might have a lounge down there. But we'll build out this one, then we'll copy and paste it and everything should be all right. So I think the way we'll do this is, how do we want to do this? That's the real question. I mean, we have a lot of bathrooms here, so we could probably get away with something like, I don't know, something like this is probably fine. And then the sinks can be put on this wall here. I want to say that's all right. I want to say that's big enough. Cause again, we have a lot of these guys. So we'll just do a bathroom there. We'll turn it on and then we'll go and copy and paste this entire thing down into those other spaces. So right to about there. We want to do the same thing right here. Same thing down this way as well. Down onto this one, which did place properly. And then I think this is probably our last one. No, I missed one. And just like that, we have a relatively blank slate to play with in here, which is very exciting. We do have people sort of snaking around a little bit, which is a bit odd. That is just because they can. We've got some starting to move down through here properly, which is great. We have the bathrooms being installed as well, which is great. And so what I'm thinking I'd like to do here is get some restaurants, get some shops, maybe one shop, one food shop, and one restaurant would be the way to go in here, and then an airline lounge. I like the idea that maybe we have a dedicated terminal for one of these international carriers. So let's figure out what we're doing here. Let's figure out what size we're dealing with for something like a shop to start with. Now, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to put the shop over on the side here. And I don't know if I want it to go right up to the gate, although I don't dislike that idea because my plan is kind of to put all my seats in the middle. So if we did something like this, that gives us a decent sized room with plenty of room in the middle for all of our seats, which I think is important. I think 13 by 21 might be my go-to for this though. So we'll give that a shot for a food or just a regular shop. When it comes to I guess a food room, we're gonna be doing 2 of these at some points. We can do another one over here. So again, it was what, 13 by 21 on this side. They're gonna be slightly offset, but honestly, that's okay. And then a restaurant can go in here as well. And I want to say the restaurant is going to go right about here. I think it's going to be our good little spot for it. So 13 by 21 on that as well. And then we'll just put some walls around all of that and see how it goes. Now I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I am just going to keep some solid walls around this. I'll put some windows on it. I'll put some doors on it. Usually I'll leave these guys open a little bit, but when you start demolishing walls, it takes away all of your zoning. And I hate pressing a button and getting flashbanged by the red and blue glow of the international and secure zone. So we're just going to sort of deal with what we're doing here. Now, this is our shop. This is our food room. This is our restaurant. So if we look at the shop, we have some options. We'll get $16 per hour in rent from these guys, 17 here, 852 from you. Now, this room is big enough for the jewelers, but I kind of want to go for something like a 4-star. So maybe pick and fly is going to be our go-to here. And so I guess what we'll do is just immediately go ahead and start looking at some shop counters and get this place nicely kitted out. Now, is that a mid spot right there? I don't think it is. I would like some decent little counters in here. So how do I want to do that? I mean, our entrance is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. I think we could get away with some counters right by the entrance up there. So we'll do this. That's how you get in. This is where you pay. That should be all right. We're going to need a whole bunch of shelves in here. And I mean, we can do an entire wall of shelves down this way. So this will be more than enough. And so this right here is going to be our pick and fly store. Over this way is going to be our food room, like I mentioned. So we'll go ahead and put a nice big door just down here. And that should be, that's not where I want it. Actually, I want it right there with a wall in that corner again. Like I said, food room. So we're looking at things like, let's see, Bell Beer would be a really good shout. We're not looking for something that needs a kitchen for this one. We could go for you. We could go for the Bean. A nice little 3-star sort of, I mean, it sounds like a coffee place, but I guess it isn't. 588 per hour in rent is great. It just needs display fridges and cafe counters. So that sounds like exactly what we're going to be doing. We'll put these guys in right about there and there. And then just a whole bunch of display fridges is what we're looking for. So same pattern as the other side would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can do the same thing down on this side. This is an unreasonable number of display fridges, is what this is. There's zero reason to have this many of them, but it's what we're doing because of course we are. And there we go. We have both of these places up and running. This one still has a bunch of display fridges to go in here, but it's up and running, which is the important thing. It also seems like it's doing okay in terms of sales. This one a little bit slower. Hasn't made a single sale today, which is a bit worrying, but we'll figure that out. The last thing I'd like to do before we start putting some more chairs in here though, or I say some more chairs, any chairs in here, is go ahead and get this franchise room here sorted out. Now this is going to be an actual restaurant. I don't want to go too crazy with it though. So I'm thinking Valentino. I'm thinking we go for like pizzas or we go for Ziti's Italian Kitchen. They're both, oh, this one's quite a bit smaller actually. This one wants specific things like chairs and tables. This one doesn't. This one pays more. Okay, we're gonna go for one or the other. If we have a little look in here, we are gonna need some cooking stations. These guys are a decent size is what they are, but our little kitchen is gonna be right down here at the back, and these guys fit in here really nicely actually, which is great. We can put a stove in the middle of them, I suppose, just to have an entire wall of cooking stations. That seems reasonable. And then we can do, what else do we want back here? A stainless steel counter and a kitchen sink. We can do all of the above is what we can do. Isn't the kitchen sink, is it 3 tiles wide? No, it's 2. Okay. What game is it has it 3 tiles wide? Is it Hotel Architect? It might be. It might be. I don't know. I don't know what the layout should be for this. It doesn't really matter either. So we're just gonna do sink, and then we'll do the counters and the counters. A little something like that should be totally fine. We can do some display fridges back here just to sort of hide what's going on. And then we'll do cashier counters. Now, when it comes to the cashier counters, I feel like they should be down here. I do feel like they should be down here. And I think what we're going to do just to sort of save on space is put 4 of them right there. And then I say save on space, like I'm not about to do something stupid like this. But that's our kitchen space. This is our sitting space. That seems good. That seems like enough space. Does that get rid of my my zone there? It sort of does. We're just going to put that back. Oh, and there we go. We have Valentino up and running. We have plenty of sales in here already, which is fantastic. Most of the chairs being filled up as well. You love to see it. This place hasn't sold a thing. This place is yeah, struggling is the word we're gonna go for. These guys are doing great though. They've sold a lot. These guys have a decent number of customers too. They'll be doing just fine. It just seems that this shop is there a reason that it's like, it doesn't seem like there's a problem with it. It's in the secure zone. It's in the international zone, right? Like people can get there, right? You guys, anyone want to, oh, wait, maybe it was broken. Hold on a minute. Are we going to have some sales now? No, they're just leaving. They're just doing that thing that you do when you're in an airport and can't find a seat and you're bored. Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, there's one person bought it. Okay. Okay. All right. We're all right. I thought they were doing that thing. You know, when you're in an airport and you're like, oh man, I'm bored and I can't find a seat. You just walk around and go into shops and you look at stuff and you see the people in the shop look at you and you both make eye contact and you know, like both of you know you're not buying anything. You're just there to look. But then they have to awkwardly come over because they're contractually obligated to come and ask if they can help you. And you have to go like, oh no, I'm just looking, thank you. And then, you know, you are just looking, but you're not looking, you know, you're not looking to buy anything. You're just bored. It's never a fun experience. Anyway, all of that aside, let's look at getting some seats in here. And what I want to do is I want to put them right in the middle is what I'd like to do, because we have plenty of space to do this. Now, oh, how do I want to do this? If I put them here and here, I want to say that's the better idea, because then we have more space on either side. Now it's not packing the seats in quite as much as we could necessarily, but I think it'll be okay. So we'll do the same thing here and here. We'll double these guys up. We'll double these guys up, and that gives us some space in the middle, which is good. And that seems all right. We'll sort of double you down here as well. And then we'll do the same up at the top here as well. And that seems fine. These guys, unfortunately, ooh. Okay, because these guys are super close together, we're gonna have to do this slightly different. I'm also turning that overlay. Man, it's so rough on the ice. You know, we've talked a little bit so far in this series about, you know, what would I like to see in a hypothetical sequel to this game. That right there, don't do that. Don't that overlay, especially the red and blue one. I understand it's color coordinated. It's you know, red is secure, blue is I totally get it. Please don't do it again. It's really hard on the eyes, man. Really, really hard on the eyes. Okay, so this is starting to come together, which is good. We have a lot of seating in here, which is fantastic, but I do still want to have a little bit of a look at things like airline lounges, especially in this space right here. I'm kind of thinking we could do one. In fact, I'm almost tempted to just do 2 lounges there and 1 lounge there and convert these 3 stands to be for specific aircraft, just so I can sort of continue the pattern that I have going on with everything else here. So maybe that's what we do. That might be the way to go with this. If we do that same, what was it, 13 by 21 right there, we do the same sort of 13 by 21 right there, and the same 13 by 21 right there, we can get a bunch of lounges in there. They don't have to be for specific airlines, but they totally can be. We're also seeing multiple international zones around here, which is slightly concerning. Let me just make sure that we don't have multiple international zones going on here, because currently it seems like we do, and I'm not 100% sure why we have that going on. That shouldn't be happening. Can I make sure that this is all secure for one? So that's all part of the same secure zone. And then this is all part of the same international zone. There we go. All right. Same thing seems to be happening up here. Let's make sure this is all part of the same secure zone and then all part of the same international zone, which it now is. Okay. I think we're all right. I think that's solved the issue. International zone 1, secure zone 2. We don't see any more zones around here, which is great. The next thing I'd like to do, I guess, is figure out what these airline lounges are going to look like, because I think I'm gonna make them pretty much all the same, because then I can copy and paste them and I can rotate them over to the other side. I just think that makes my life a bit easier. So the door is gonna be in the same place for this as on the restaurants and whatnot. We can do, if we look at the airline lounges, we do our info desk. I want to say it can live here. I think that's probably a decent little spot for the info desk, and I think that's totally fine. And we can do some walls kind of here. And do I want to just sort of, I think I will just sort of enclose the entire thing. So we'll do a bit of wall there. So this is your check-in space. This is your lounge. This is like a little staff only part back here, I guess. I guess that's a little staff room. And then I'm going to do a bathroom, which I don't know if it'll get used, but well, no, I can't do a bathroom, can I? Because that's technically already a room, isn't it? Or can I? Hold on a minute. Can I overlap a bathroom in here? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Okay, that's very cool. Okay, that changes things. That makes my life a lot easier. Let's get a nice door right here. A nice door right here. Let's make sure that this is a staff zone. and possibly also a staff room. Apparently can't be built. Okay, so that can't be built in other rooms, but the bathroom can. That's fine. That's still very, very cool. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, so these lounges are starting to come together, which is absolutely fantastic. And what I'm realizing is it might make more sense if this lounge here is for this stand, because then it has direct access to it. This lounge is for this stand, and this one is for this one. So I think what I'm going to do, I mean, we have a maple stand over here already. I would like to take a look and see who is coming in onto the international stands at the moment. Who do we have a lot of flights for? And it looks like we have these guys. I don't quite know. It's coast to coast, which is great. We have a lot of their flights coming through. We have a lot of Tulip Airlines as well. And we do have a bit of Maple Vintage. We have a decent number of Zoom flights, which isn't so bad. We have Maple Express coming through, Fly Penguin. I want to say OK Air has a decent number of flights. So we'll go for them for one. We'll go for Tulip for a second. And maybe we go for something. I mean, Swiftly doesn't have that many. Actually, they do have a decent number. Swiftly Vintage, though. Do I want to do Swiftly Vintage or do I want to just do Swiftly? It looks like we have more Swiftly Vintage flights than we do regular Swiftly ones, which is interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. Decent number of Skyfly as well. We, of course, have Olympus organization. Let's do, what was it? OK Air and Tulip and Olympus. I want to say that's fine. So OK Air, Tulip, and Olympus. What we'll do then is go to this guy and say that this is going to be for whichever was the first one I can see in here. So I'm looking for OK Air. This one is going to be set to just Tulip Airlines. It's Tulip Airlines Vintage. There's Tulip Airlines right there, which means this guy is going to be for the Olympus organization, which is right about there. So now we can go ahead and put some logos in all of this is what we can do. So we want to grab the OK Air logo, which is going to be in here somewhere. I don't know if that's the vintage one or not. It's tricky. It's tricky to know because there's a Maple one. There's a Maple Regional. There's Stripe. That's the Tulip one. I know that's for Tulip. And apparently I can't place it out here. Okay. So it's going to go here. So I can see that's for Tulip Airlines. This was our OK Air one, which is, what is their logo? Oh man, it's really, really difficult. I think this is their logo, right? This is like the modern one. And then this one over here, this was Olympus, right? This is our, yeah. So Olympus organization, we need to grab their logo as well, which I'm hoping is a bit easier to find. It is not, there it is. It absolutely is easier to find. And it goes right there as a 4x4 as well. So now we can see which stand is which. We need to color coordinates. Oh man, OK Air is blue, white, and red. You guys are, wait, that's the wrong one. You guys are like a red, and then Olympus is orange. I can work with that. I mean, that's sort of a fiery red, but I can work with that. I think for Tulip, we'll do blue seats. We can do some white tables. That's not quite what I'm looking for right there, but it doesn't look terrible. We'll do the blue. We'll do blue out here. We can do blue. You know what? Do red for that, just because it's a bit different looking. And this isn't Tulip, is it? This is OK Air. Oh God, I didn't want to color that. I didn't want to do that to the stands. That wasn't the plan. Hold on a minute. Let me just set that back. That's not quite the same color, but it'll do. This one's going to be blue. This one's going to be like a fiery, sort of slightly orangey red color. That looks pretty good. And then Olympus is more of that like orangey color itself. So we'll go for like that. And that looks okay. So that's Olympus. That is okay. That is Tulip. We're getting there. This is this is so much more trouble than it should be, but we're getting there. We're making progress. I would like to do I want to do a red trim around this? I could do like a red trim around the entire room. So it kind of has the three colors of the airline. Is that excessive? That might be excessive. That might be a bit much. And there we go. We have the Olympus Organization Lounge up and running. The Tulip Airlines Lounge is up and running. And the OK Air one, I would imagine, is seconds away from opening up. I would hope we have some people coming in here. There we go. That one's up and going as well, which is absolutely what we're looking for. That makes me very, very happy. If we go and wait, wasn't this supposed to be blue? This is supposed to be blue. Hold on a minute. You're supposed to be blue. There we go. That's a little bit better. That makes me very happy. If we look in here, so we do have an Olympus flight scheduled here. We do have Tulip here. Tulip Airlines, wait, did I do, oh no. Please tell me it's not Tulip Vintage. That's the only plane coming through here. Wait, no, those aren't the international ones. Where, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Do we have any regular Tulip Airlines flights coming through here? That's vintage. That's vintage. Oh dear. I might have slightly messed this up. We do have this one here going to a medium stand. We don't have, we have a couple, but they're not, they don't seem to be international. Most of these international ones are for Tulip Vintage. So, oh boy. Okay. Let's have a little bit of a look and see what we're dealing with in that regard. So Tulip Airlines Vintage is going down there. Let me just grab their old logo, which I think is right here. And we'll just fix, wait, is that is the right stand, huh? Hold on a minute. Can I put this here? Has to go down a level right there. I don't know if we already have one there or not. It's kind of hard to tell. We do have the OK Air thing, which is great. This needs to be taken off that floor, and we put this one in here, which has less blue in it than the other one. I'm gonna have to do some, I'm gonna have to change that up a little bit, is what we're gonna have to do. So we're gonna go for, I mean, it's still that fiery red color, which is great, but it looks like instead of like a navy blue for the other word, it's just black. So we're just gonna darken this all up a little bit, which is gonna be kind of miserable looking in here, but it's what we're gonna do because it's on brand for the airline. All right, so with all of that up and running, I do wanna make some more minor improvements to our seating situation. And I think the way I'm gonna do this is by going in here with some hedges, and I'm gonna bring some hedges out to about here. I'm gonna do the same thing over on this side. So we're basically enclosing the boarding areas, which I think is gonna be good because it gives me this space where I can put more chairs. And I think more chairs in here is gonna be a very good thing. Although I kind of want to do laptop tables because we haven't really played around with these too much. And I do always enjoy when an airport has like laptop tables or just an area in general you can sit with your device of choice and just chill. It's kind of nice, you know, it's a nice little change being able to like sit and just sort of use your device. I do want to try and get these guys in here in a way that's going to let me do a little bit of decoration. And I say a little bit of decoration. What I actually mean is I might put some trash cans in here because I haven't got any in this airport right now. It would be kind of miserable sitting next to those, although I could put them in those corners. Ooh, those are definitely the corners for trash cans because we have none in here. And if I hover over the staff thing at the bottom of the screen, it's probably going to tell me that we need a lot of janitors. It's almost certainly going to tell me that we need a lot of janitors. So we'll put these little chairs right here, and this will be a great little space for people to sit and use their laptops. I would like to get some plants in here, so we'll go for you and you and you, and that'll be fine. And then obviously we want to paint them up a little bit so the chairs are going to be the same black that everything else is. And the tables, I want to go for like a dark, sort of slightly faded kind of, maybe not that, maybe slightly lighter. Something kind of like that, I think is what I'm looking for. And I think that looks okay. I think I can work with that. I think we can go ahead and copy and paste pretty much this entire thing because I should be able to just rotate it into all of these different spaces. So right into there and right into there. And hopefully people are going to use that. We don't have that many people sitting in here right now, but if we look at the flight planner, ooh. Oh man. Okay, so there's not that many Maple flights. We have a big gap in here. We're down to 143 flights, and I've noticed the airlines hate me. I mean, the helicopter guys love me, but we don't have helicopters right now, so I'm not sure why they love me. But the airlines all actively hate me. 0% satisfaction. That's really bad. And if we look at this, I mean, oh, hello. Baggage loaded on aircraft. That's a problem. Okay. Services available to passengers could be better. GA consumable fees. Okay. Let's have a look at our economy. Let's have a look at our fees. Let's bring all the fees down a little. I don't care about general aviation, to be quite honest with you. I'm not really super worried about that. I don't care if they like me. I do care about the airlines liking me, though. I kind of need them to give me more stuff. So we're going to bring all of this down to a place where people are happy about it. I think we'll bring this down as well, because that seems fair enough to do. And we'll just try and make the airlines a little bit happier. Hopefully that does it. Hopefully that works. And hopefully that brings our reputation up a little bit. What was the one they were complaining the most about? It was the baggage loaded on aircraft. It seems fine now, but I guess what we can do is we can look at the terminals and we can see there's 10 baggage, or there's 24 baggage trucks assigned to Terminal 1. Terminal 2 over here has 10. I'm going to give them 5 more. I'm going to give these guys 5 more as well. We also seem to not have enough belt loader trucks down here. Occasionally that flashes as a bit of a problem, which is really interesting because we have 16. That should be enough. Also, what are you complaining about? You're ready to be deboard, but there's no stair truck. There's a stair truck right there. What are you complaining about? Oh, that's the alert from when we didn't have hangars. That's fine. So deboarding hasn't started for you. There's a stair truck right there though. So I'm not 100% sure what what that issue is. That's very, very strange. Do we want to buy another stair truck or two? I mean, we can. I shouldn't need to, but we certainly can, I guess. And I guess we will. We'll buy, you know what? Let me buy 2 of these. Let me also buy some spare baggage trucks. And I'm going to buy a couple of spare belt loaders as well. And none of these guys get automatically assigned to a terminal. So once they come in, I'm going to just assign them to this terminal. And we're going to see if that sort of solves some issues now that we have some spare trucks available. So looking in here, we're just going to do 33 baggage things. We don't have any police cars in here, but we'll do some of you guys. We'll do some of you guys. We do only have, oh, okay. We only have, wait, we only needed 8 of those though. Everything, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. This guy, this plane, I got no idea. Hopefully there's a stair truck on the way to solve that problem. Otherwise, I'm going to have to just send that plane away myself, which would be really unfortunate, but it just seems like I mean, there is a stair truck right there. I really don't know what to tell you. Looking at staff, we are missing some ramp agents. If we actually have a look at this, we do need passenger service, we need security, we need janitors, and we need ramp agents. Looking over here, this terminal's fine. So if we go to staff and we go to applicants, we want passenger service, 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. Ramp agents, we'll go 1 and 2. And then security, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you. And for janitors, 1, 2, 3 of you. So we'll assign all of those people to this terminal. We are probably going to need way more than that, but hopefully it fixes things a little bit. I'm just going to send this plane away. I think that's all we can do is just dismiss that aircraft and get it out of here. Okay, so after a little bit more work, this is what we're dealing with for the international departures concourse terminal, whatever we're calling this. It has a bunch of airline lounges, a couple of shops, plenty of seating, plenty of info stands, plenty of bathrooms as well. And these 2 down here at the bottom are just generic airline lounges. They're available for any airline. They're provided by the airport itself. We have a little bit of a larger bathroom down here as well. And I'm really happy with how this space has turned out. We do have thankfully, enough seating for everybody. I don't usually go for this type of design either, so this is a little bit new for how I lay out my airports. Usually I try and put like the shops in the middle and then the seating off to the sides, which I generally prefer because I like to imagine as a passenger I could sit and just like look out a window, whereas to look out a window here you have to pay to get into a lounge. Yeah, the view outside is a premium at this airport, quite literally, because you don't see it when you're boarding the plane. You're going through a jetway. You see it when you sit down, but you know, it's a little bit late at that point. If you want the privilege of sitting and watching a plane pull up to the terminal, then you have to go into a lounge, which is, yeah, a little bit miserable, but it is what it is. It's just how things are set up here. But I like this. I hope you do as well. I do have a couple of other little improvements that I would like to do around the airport. I would like to come over here and start doing something similar in a lot of these spaces. I'm probably going to end up building a Nordic lounge. We'll probably build a maple lounge as well, because those airlines do have some stands at this terminal. We're probably not going to play around too much more with shops, because I'm not convinced that this one is, yeah, this one's empty. These guys have abandoned the airport because their sales were so bad. So I don't know. It was pick and fly before. Let's bring in bottle. Why not? We'll bring in bottle and see how that goes for us. We'll see if they sell any better. I have my doubts, but you know, wishful thinking and whatnot. At the very least, we did start today just over $8.5 million. We're now up to $12.5 million, which is incredible news, especially when you consider that we did reduce the fees across the airport for everyone except for general aviation, because whatever, they clog up my runways. I might as well make them pay a little bit more. That's basically how I'm looking at it. So what do you guys sell? That looks like, I don't know what that looks like. I've actually got no idea. Don't know what wine. There we go. Oh, it's spirits. Okay, yes, it is a bottle, of course. They're selling alcohol. I say they're selling alcohol. They've sold 5 bottles of anything, which is fair enough. I don't know, man. Airport alcohol is typically quite cheap, actually, so they got to get in there. But anyway, all of that said and done, all of this said and done, hopefully you like the result of the upgrades to this particular concourse. I absolutely do. We'll do a little bit more of that in the next episode as well, and we'll probably get started on the large terminal in the next episode too, since we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. We're making enough money that I'm pretty confident we can build that thing without too much issue. I am slightly concerned that we might end up with a few too many planes down here, but I think we'll manage, to be totally honest. I mean, yes, we have these little tailbacks going on here, but for the most part, we seem to be getting out of here in relatively good time. Although maybe, just as I say that, maybe this is why the airlines don't like me. Their planes leave the terminal and don't take off for like 45 minutes. I don't know. We'll figure it out. What's going on here as well? Is this plane? Okay, this one's getting repairs. That's good. Okay. Well, with all of that said and done, I think we can go ahead and leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.